Hello, strangers. We are back for more. Well, air-sea battle. This is Atari Vault. This is a continuation of our Fallback Friday. So, let's see what else we got here. Torpedo. One player, torpedo. Where did our guided missiles go? Let's throw some obstacles in here so you get an idea of mines and things like that. These little obstacles don't count for anything. Oh, you are kicking my butt, aren't you? There's that. There's that. Oh. Wow. He's just kicking my butt all over the place, isn't he? Oh. No. Oh. Gotcha. You only get one go. Unlike the planes, they don't circle. Ah. I'm catching up. Aha, ran into it. Rats. Got one. Tied up. Rats. Nope. Gotcha. Haha. I have to anticipate. Almost. Ah. Ooh. These ones are fast. Gotcha. Oh, rats. Ah! Oh, man. Oh, what happened here? What happened here? I lost my... Must have reset. And I got smaller missiles. Ah. Got that one. Got that one. Got you. Ah. Got you. No, I missed. Got you. Got you. Go away. Got you and got you. Oop. Ah. Ah. No. Ah. I'm getting my butt kicked here. No. Yeah. Got my butt kicked on that one. Obstacles, yes. Small bullets. Large. Let's see. Where's the guided missile ones? There's one. Oh, 2 players. 2 players gave you the guided missiles. Right, gotcha. Okay. So you didn't have the guided missiles. Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Okay. So, hey Fred. Don't you enjoy the big follows? I'm assuming you banned them. Sorry if you said something. Twitch paused the stream when you switch tabs. Yeah, I haven't banned them yet, but and I forgot. I was trying to find the particular button necessary to ban them, but yeah, I don't want them. So anyway, there's my brother. Hello, say hello to everybody. Hello, brother. Strange Bro Jim. He broadcasts pretty much every day from like 2 to 6, something like that. So in the afternoon, also Pacific time. So adjust your clocks accordingly. He's and he plays way more interested. Click on your name in Streamlabs. It opens up a menu. Click on their name in Streamlabs. Oh, there we go. It opens up a menu. Ban. Yes, okay, there we go. Okay. And how do I get... And you can click on ban. Okay, well I banned them. Okay, now how do I get out of this? There you go. That's what I want. Let's see. And ban them. Okay. There you go. Ban hammer. The menu is a bit odd at times, you think? Okay, so alrighty. Oh, oop, oop, up, oop. The thing froze on me. It doesn't want me to leave. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So, yeah. Air-sea battle. Oh! Okay, what did my windows just do? Oh, it shut down on me. How do you like that? You see? You ban some people. This is what I get for banning people, right? They come back in here and kill my game. Alright, let's see if we can... Oops. There we go. Alrighty. There we go. Back into the Atari vault. Like I said, I'm so glad that Atari did this, because at least it gives me a chance to play some of these games again. Now, like I said, I went out and bought the 2600. The thing that, the little mini, they've come out with mini versions of the 2600 and the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Super Nintendo, and I think there might even be a mini version of the Genesis, something like that. So I bought the, so here's the controller that we use for those things, but I don't have that hooked. I don't have that system hooked on. I think it's got more games. I think it's got a few more games than this. But it's all internalized. There's no cartridges or anything like that. It's all right there. I want to get my hands on the Nintendo version, but it's disappeared. I got to look for it online, I guess, or something like that. It was out there. They had all of them out there, but I can only do one at a time. So I thought I'd get it for my daughter to play. Simple games. That kind of get used to the whole idea of playing them. But for on the computer, we've got the Vault here, which is really nice. If only I could get my controllers to actually work with it. I'm doing everything off the keyboard here, so I did Asteroids. The arcade version, the original black and white stick thing arcade Asteroids. Last episode. So let's try some. Unless somebody got any requests there, Jim? Unless anybody else wants a request or something. Nope. All right, so we'll show the difference between last episode's Asteroids, Virgin, regular, hyperspace, speed, slow, bonus ship, everything. So you get some options here you can choose from, and of course, every time you do that, and the children's versions. This is I did this a lot when I was younger, and then was able to progress up to UFOs off, UFOs on. Notice how the number changes. So if we were to shield, flip, none. Okay, so 1, 2, right? So every time you change these things, so on the thing you'd have these little switches. You'd flip through them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and every number would change something. So now we get to choose what it changes, and now we get and now we know what it changes. That's the great thing about this. So shield, flip, none, hyperspace, regular, slow, whatever. We'll do this. Beep, beep, beep. Look how blinky it is and everything like that. And the thing about these 4-bit graphics, and it's I'm going to turn this down in my own ears here. I can barely hear myself, much less. Can you guys hear me? Woo! See, you're not really getting a whole lot. Did I have UFOs turned off? I probably did, right? There we go. So, I could just sit here and shoot at this forever. And, you know, the thing about the 4-bit graphics is that, you know, the more you start throwing in there, the more blinky this becomes. Look how everything's flickering in and out. And that became a real problem. That became one of the features and the main problem when Atari put out their version of Pac-Man. You know, and the sad thing is that Pac-Man is 40 years old this year, but of course that's gone mostly under the radar thanks to the virus and the election and everything, all the craziness that 2020 has become. You know, cultural icons of 40 years ago like Pac-Man is, you know, largely gone unnoticed. You know, that the 40th anniversary of, you know, Pac-Man. So, you know, there's been Pac-Man games out there. There's, you know, Pac-Man themed lottery scratchers and things like that. But when Atari put out their version of Pac-Man, which looked nothing like Pac-Man, it was all very blinky and you could barely see the ghosts. You couldn't see, you know, the arcade version of Pac-Man has very distinct colors for the ghosts. They're pretty much all one color and they're all pastel bleh colors. You know, if there's any difference in color, you can barely tell. I'm gonna die. Yep, there it goes. My aim sucks. Yeah, just spray missiles into the crowd, see if it hits anything, and there's not a whole lot of precision here. Not a whole lot. But it was so blurry and you know, it looked nothing like the you know, arcade Pac-Man. That, you know, it was one of those things that started to sink the Atari company. You know, that and E.T. kind of signaled the demise of, because it looked as rushed as it was. And that was the thing. Hey, there's this hot game out there, and we should make a version. You know, we'll license it from the company, but we'll make our own code. And so they made their own code for it, and it just came out to be kind of a, you know, it was fun. It was, you know, okay to play. It was passable for, you know, for Pac-Man, but, you know, it just wasn't Pac-Man, you know. It was Pac-Man's evil twin brother. And there's another. So this isn't much of a challenge, is it? I'll die just simply by being in the middle of that. So, what happens if you pull back in the stick? You hyperspace. Whoops. Or you get run into. Hyperspace. Pull back in the stick. Now you're in a world of hurt. Boom. Hyperspace. Oop. Boom. Yes, I'm doing this on purpose. Hyperspace. Oh! Can't aim for shit. Hyperspace! Ah! Nope, nope, didn't want to do that. What does main menu tell me? I went out too far. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. Let's go down here. Bonus ship. Okay, let's do UFOs on. There we go. No, I want, let's see. Let's have the speed go faster. Faster, slow. UFOs on. I mean, you got the shield here. Let's do the shield. Interesting that the gameplay isn't coming through completely. How do you mean not coming through completely? The blinking of the objects. Yeah, I mean, is it? Ooh. All right. Let me refresh my thing here. More pronounced. Ooh. It's not coming through, is it? Yeah. See. Uh-oh. Whoop! I got killed. Oh, so you're not able to see this. It's matching the frames per second. The blinking here is actually kind of matching the frames so that it's blinking out of frame to what you're seeing. Oh boy. Okay. Huh. Okay. I guess I can't play this Asteroids, can I? You barely see your ship. Yeah, exactly. Right? The blinking of the thing is kind of matching the frames per second, so that if it blinks in the right sequence, it's blinking. You know, it's blinking itself out of frame. You can't see it. See, now there we go. Right? If I were to play the Atari, if they had the Atari version of Pac-Man, no, I think, well, the Streamlabs setup is probably, I would basically need to increase the FPS that Streamlabs is recording at. That's one thing. Whatever I have it set to, I can't remember if I got it set to 30 frames or 60 frames. Whatever it is, it's not enough. I need to set the frame rate faster in Streamlabs in order for it to catch all of this. So, you know, it's a Streamlabs problem in the sense that I'm not recording at a fast enough frame rate to catch everything, because it's a problem with the game. It's not so much Atari fault, it's the Asteroids game, and the fact that, you know, it didn't need to. It doesn't. It's basically preserving. It's preserving the, you know, the look of Asteroids. It's preserving the look of Asteroids and how Asteroids was done back in the 70s, back in the 80s when asteroids came out on the Atari 2600. It's preserving that blinking effect. And because it's preserving that blinking effect, because it's blinking, it didn't have to. They could have cleaned that up so that it didn't blink in the Atari vault, but they preserved it so it's blinking. And because it's blinking at a frame rate in which, because of the frame rate that I've got the Streamlabs OBS set to, it's blinking out of the frame rate capture. So therefore the ship is missing for a few frames. The asteroids that should be there aren't there. It's blinking itself. It's blinking out when the Streamlabs is trying to capture the video at the same rate, or nearly the same rate. It's a little off. So you'll see the ship for a while and then it'll disappear. You'll see the ship for a while and it'll disappear. Whenever those things match up or desync from each other, you know. So basically I would need to increase my Streamlabs frame rate in order to catch everything that the Asteroids game is doing. Huh. Isn't that fun? But it's just, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just, well, it's the Asteroids game and anything else. So like I said, if they'd had Pac-Man on here, if they had the Atari Pac-Man on here, it'd be the same thing. You wouldn't even see the ghosts in the OBS because it wouldn't pick it up. It would blink them out of existence. You know, it wouldn't record them when they were on the screen. I'd have to increase the frame rate, the recording frame rate on the Streamlabs. But you know, now there's something. I'm going to save this. We can fix the frame. Well, I'm not going to have time today. Maybe over the weekend or something like that if I have time. But you know, the point of that though is, Jim, is that the fact that, you know, it's you know, I mean, the frame rate is generally fine. It's just that, like I said, for the particular, I mean, I may have to go and adjust it if I want to play more Asteroids. If somebody comes in here and says play Asteroids, and they want me to play this version, then I'm gonna have to go into the OBS and bump up the frame rate. You know, double it, whatever it is. I'm gonna have to double it, and even then hope that it doesn't blink itself. It'll still capture everything. I may have to double or triple it. Right, so whatever, you know, yeah. You know, play Asteroid, you know, it's I basically have to end the stream and say whatever, you know, that kind of thing. Or, you know, hey, we're just not gonna do the Atari's version of Asteroids. You want me to play Asteroids, I'll go over to the arcade thing, and that didn't blink out. At least I don't think it did. See, it's not blinking. It's not going to blink out. So you should be able to capture. You should be seeing all of this. I'm going to die while I'm. Oh, either something shot me or. So a buddy shot me, or something hit me, or something. See, it's all there. Right? So, you know, as long as it's not blinking, you know, as long as it's not blinking, it's not doing that flashing that that this did. Because, you know, This I don't believe is flashing, so it doesn't flash. So let's see. And let's do one player, but let's do shooting gallery. Yeah, let's do shooting gallery here. Oh. There you go. So, yeah. I don't think it's blinking. You should be able to see everything here. I don't think I have a frame rate problem here. Oh! Almost got that guy. No. Ah. Gotcha. I forgot the controls. It's a lot harder to do this on a computer, I must say. There you go. I'm kicking his ass. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no worries on this one, exactly, so. Yeah, it's, you know. So, as long as it's not blinking, but that one blinks. So, we're going to have to be a little careful here. Not hard for the simple AI that they had back then. Now, although you missed my earlier one, it you know, just sitting there zoop 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 steadily like that, you know, the AI actually beat me by 10 points in one of the games. Ship game, I believe. So. Here's one. Let me see if my brother has see if my brother has flashbacks on this one. Although he may not. Hey, I don't know if he'll remember this as much as I do. This is something when I was in 3rd grade. I had the bottom line, capital, bold lettered, the worst, the period, worst period, teacher period ever, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, underlined. And I fell pretty far behind thanks to her. She was more interested in, you know, we were in Germany. She was way more interested in you know, going and seeing the sights of Germany and then actually teaching anything. She was very heavy into writing prompt things, and that kind of that's a whole nother story of woe there. And she was just a crotchety old hag. Her name was Mrs. Palm. She was from Walled Lake, Michigan, and but because of that, I was falling behind in math, and my dad got the Atari math game, And basically, if I wanted to play any of these fun games, you know, if you got to the point where after a while, if I wanted to play any of these fun games, I had to sit here and play math. Okay. Okay. 1 plus 2, and you had to use this controller to, and it was all, you had to use this controller to up and down it, you know. There's no keyboard. You can just punch 3 or something like that, and it was all timed, you know. And you hit the button, and you know, or if you got it wrong, right? Okay. So, and it'd be, you know, time tests, you know. And I had to do this, you know. I mean, you had to do it all. You had, yeah, where is it? You had this to try to, you know, maneuver these kind of things around, right? You know, or up. You know, that kind of stuff, right? So I mean, if you have this, if you have little children or something like that, you could play, you know, math problems, and you had addition, subtraction, right? And you know, certain things would be timed. Let me see if I can. Let's see, timed, no. See, you have other ones that were timed. Style table, choose top number, random, you know, single digits, double digits, timed, yes, you know. So depending on your level of math skill, and again, this is addition, you had subtraction, multiplication, simple division. You know, you could go through the, you know, very elementary school basics stuff here, and in 3rd grade you were just learning how to do multiplication. But even, you know, I was still a little slow on. I mean, I was fast enough on my addition and subtraction, I suppose. So that was relatively easy. It was just, but you know, trying to do it with this thing, you know, on a timed basis, you had to be very fast, and you had to do double digits. So that was, you know, that was a bit more of a challenge. So if you do double digits, timed, addition or subtraction, that was tougher. That was a bit more of a challenge, you know, for 3rd grade. But you're starting to learn multiplication, and that became a very big challenge. And that was, you know, so I was doing a lot of this. 3rd and 4th grade, and it was in, you know, my dad would basically say, you play one of these games, or you know, 2 or 3 or 5 of these games, and if you did well, if you scored well enough, then, you know, you could pop this game out and put one of the other game, you know, here's another one that's not in this, Defender. And I don't know if Jim's going to remember this one either. One of the games that's on, and I think it was Atari. I think it was an Atari title. Is a game called Defender, and Defender had it was basically, it was a ship that would go around, and basically you've got like aliens coming into over a city, and every once in a while they would drop down and pick up these blocks, which are supposed to be people, and take them back up to the mothership, right? And so you're in this ship, and you're scrolling horizontally, and you know, across this, you know, wide thing, and you got to shoot all of these ships and objects and things that are, you know, some of them are shooting it back at you, and others, you know, coming down and picking up somebody coming up, you know, and you have to shoot all these ships and clear this field and everything like that, right? And the problem is that, you know, certain circumstances of that game, the screen would flash, and that set off people with epilepsy. Now, and when we were in Germany, we had a stair. We were on basically the first floor. We were on the bottom floor, but it was still raised up above ground level. So there was like a half flight of stairs to get up to our apartment. And shortly after, I don't know, like we were only there for a year. And so we got there, we got there on Halloween. So, of 81, yeah. 1981, we arrived on Halloween Day. We went out trick-or-treating, and everything like that. But I think it was probably the following spring. We went all through the winter and everything like that. It was the following spring. I think my brother fell on the stairs, hit his head. And for a while, he was having epileptic type seizures. And the Defender game would trigger them. And, I'd be sitting there playing Defender, kill everything, get this thing, kill everything, and if the screen would flash, and there goes my brother on the floor having a seizure. And it's like, and when we finally figured out what was going on, why was, he was on medication for, I don't know how many years. And he would have been, I think Jim would have been like 4, closing out. It would have been 5 the following year. So he, that spring he, 4, and then would have been 5 the following August, and starting school and everything like that. But from the age of 4, from the point that he hit his head and did that, up through, I don't know, age 5, age 6, it was around for a while. He was taking medication for it, and it finally went away. But, it was something he had to deal with, and because of that, I couldn't play the Defender. I loved the Defender game. I played the Defender game a lot. But while he was there in the living room with me, I couldn't play the Defender game. If he was in his room, or he went down for a nap or something like that, he wasn't there to watch, then I could play the Defender. But more often than not, no Defender. Can't play that anymore. And it's not even in the vault, probably because of that epileptic. I don't think anybody realized it at the time. That it could do it. So it's not even in the vault. Which is a shame. I would have loved to have played it. So how are we doing on time here? 9:21. So let's go back. But, I'd have to play this math game. And then, for a while, before my dad would allow me to play, something fun. Like Asteroids, or Air Sea Battle. I didn't have Adventure. I didn't have a lot of these things. Yar's Revenge came out very late. It was probably one of the better titles. Right, exactly. Well, they didn't realize, we're a little bit more, I think hell, that's something that extended all the way into the 90s. There's a very famous Pokemon episode, within the first season or 2 of Pokemon. Yeah. Where they had a flashing screen. And that set off kids in Japan, that set off kids all throughout America and Europe and all sorts of stuff, to the point where they don't air that episode anymore. So it's something that they, it's something that people have to, think about. That, doing that flashy screen it's quick flashes, right? And just me doing this might set off somebody who's watching. But it's the red, green, red, blue. It's this flashing screen thing that if you're prone to epileptic seizures for whatever reason, you know, that kind of thing triggers them. You know, I mean, I've heard people that have gotten triggered by, you know, flashing red lights at a traffic signal. Red, 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 and it'll set them off. You know, if they look at it, you know, flashing, you know, the signal's broken. You know, it's working like a stoplight. You know, it's working like a stop sign. It's not doing the red, yellow, green thing. It's just sitting there flashing red, and you got to stop and then, you know, pull through. And it's just sit there in red, red, red. You know, I've heard of people being triggered by those things. You know, who are prone to that. So I mean, you got to be careful about how you do stuff. So that game, you know, that game was one of them. So, and it's like I said, because of that, it's not even in here. It's a shame. I love playing it. That was a favorite. I played hours on that one, but Tempest. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're almost at the end of this one. So I think what I'm going to be doing is probably calling the stream here real soon, and this will also be the end of this YouTube video. This will be coming up next. This portion of on YouTube will be coming up next Saturday. Last hour was on Friday, so we're going to do we're going to be doing our flashback. What do I call this? Flashback. I should call it Flashback Friday, shouldn't it? Fallback Friday, Flashback Friday. We're going to be probably doing this, you know, more of this Atari stuff. So if anybody has any requests, either on Twitch or YouTube, you know where to message me. You can either put the you can either come right into the stream itself and say, hey, play this game. You know, I'd like to see how this game works. That looks interesting. Maybe I could put a list up of what's on here. I'm not too sure how to do that. Maybe my brother can help me. You know how like certain musicians out there, you know, drummers and pianists and whatever. Here's a list of songs I know how to play, and they'll put up a list there, and then you can go in there and request from that list. Maybe I should do a similar thing on the, you know, put a list up of all the games that are available on this Atari Vault. And then you can go in there and say, hey, play this game. You know, I want to see this game being played. To see if I'm any good at any of these things. So you can go in there and take a look at that list, and then come back into the chat and request it. Or you can, you can do that in the Atari, in the YouTube thing. Send me a message in the YouTube underneath here. Or you know, go to my Twitter. Everything's down in the about section below, down in the description box below, depending on which platform you're looking at this. Be sure to please like and subscribe, and follow, and do all of those things. Everything's down there. You know, if you want more, that's the way to get more. This will, you know, you'll know when I'm doing this. Twitch, 7:30 to 9:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know, and maybe an occasional, you know, depending on what day I have off, maybe an occasional weekend, maybe an occasional, you know, we'll do more on, I'm trying to negotiate to get my Wednesdays off again. So if I can get it'll be like every other Wednesday, I can do, you know, longer. I can do more. Or, you know, I'll do a little bit, take a break, you know, take an hour or two off, come back, and, you know, maybe we'll play some stuff with my brother, collaboration on stuff. We've still got our Civilization game that we're doing, that we're trying to take over the world with. So that's the way this channel is currently going. The more support that I can get, the more I can hopefully eventually do. The better everything gets. You know, that's the same for everybody, right? So support me down on Patreon. Yeah, like I said, I think this will basically do it. We will go. You know, there's my brother right there in the channel feed. Go over. He's got same name, Strange Bro Jim, on Twitch, on YouTube. Go over there, check him out. See his his page, his gameplays, because he's playing different things, longer. So go check those out and subscribe and follow him too. We're both a couple of old gamers here, and we're not the young millennial Gen Y Zoomers, whatever they, Gen Z Zoomers or whatever you want to call them. We're a couple old Gen Xers here. But, and this is this is what we played. This was the beginning of everything. This is where it all started. All the games that you see out there, this is where particularly the console games, this is where it all started. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.